the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
370 former PUSAYAP members joined peace dialogue in Basilan. Army troops neutralize NPA member in Bulacan clash. COMELEC reopens voters registration for BSKE 2026 today. DOH assures public that no new virus in Philippines, only seasonal flu.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Monday, October 20, and this is AFP Community News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rofh Suzon-Abay, here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, around 370 former members of the Abu-Sayyaf group gathered in Basilan for a peace dialogue led by Governor Mujib Hataman as part of the province's reconciliation efforts. The event, Usap Tayo Gob, held at the Basilan Government Center, reaffirmed the government's commitment in reintegrating former violent extremists into society. Brigadier General Frederick Sales, the commander of the 101st Infantry Brigade, emphasized the importance of the dialogue in sustaining peace following a recent MOA on normalization efforts. Each participant received rice and cash assistance as a symbol of renewed hope and partnership for peace.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Army troops in the 73rd Division Reconnaissance Company neutralized a member of the Tammuz terrorist group during an armed encounter in Sitio Balagbag, Barangay San Lorenzo, San Miguel, Bulacan. The 10-minute firefight erupted after soldiers launched combat clearing operations based on reports of armed men extorting civilians. Troops recovered M14 rifle and several jungle packs from the encounter site, while no government casualties were reported. Brigadier General Eugenio Julio Osais IV, the commander of the 703rd Infantry Brigade, commended the troops and urged the remaining rebels to surrender and return to the fold of the law.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear from Baljoy of 1st Sergio about 91st IB troopers extend quick HADOR response in Aurora amid Typhoon Ramil.
Yes, Rofh, the Alpha Alakdan Company of the 91st Infantry Sinagtala Battalion, 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division, Philippine Army, demonstrated its readiness and commitment to humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations by extending immediate assistance to affected residents of Dingalan, Aurora during the onslaught of Typhoon Ramil. One squad from Alpha Company, 91st Infantry Battalion, together with KAFGU active auxiliary personnel from Delta Company, 91st Infantry Battalion, 7th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, was rapidly deployed to provide manpower and evacuation assistance in coordination with the Philippine National Police Dingalan, Local Government Unit Dingalan, Municipal Disaster Risk and Reduction Management Office, and other concerned agencies. Through timely response and strong interagency coordination, the team successfully assisted in the safe evacuation of 37 families, or a total of 115 individuals, to the Municipal Gymnasium of Dingalan, which served as a temporary evacuation center. This proactive action was aimed at safeguarding lives and minimizing risk brought by heavy rains, flooding, and other typhoon-related hazards. This operation highlights the effectiveness of the unit's disaster response readiness and the importance of interoperability among government forces and local partners, and the unity of efforts between the Philippine Army, local government, and partner agencies in ensuring the safety and security of the people during emergencies. This is Meljo Inesio Arroco reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Meljoy of 1st CRG.
DWDD Armed Armed Forces News.
Authorities arrested a suspected New People's Army member with multiple warrants of arrest during a joint police operation in Barangay Bonga Mayor Bustos, Bulacan. The suspect, identified as Zaldi, was captured by operatives from the Albay Police Provincial Office, Police Regional Office Central Luzon, and other law enforcement units. He is facing several criminal charges including murder, attempted and frustrated murder, attempted homicide, and violation of the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act. The suspect remains in police custody pending turnover to the issuing courts in Albay.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines is studying the possible revocation of pensions for retired soldiers found guilty of spreading fake news or inciting unrest on social media. AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. received reports that some former military officers have urged active troops to withdraw support from President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. amid the alleged corruption issues in government projects. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla said the legal experts are reviewing whether pension sanctions could apply to retirees proven to have violated military ethics. Officials reiterated that while freedom of expression is respected, retirees who misuse their influence to sow discord may face administrative and legal consequences.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOLCOM, it is here some information from Joanne about Philippine and U.S. Marines hold maritime strike exercise in Ilocos Norte.
Filipino and American Marines demonstrated their growing interoperability and maritime defense capabilities through a joint maritime strike event exercise at the headquarters of the 4th Marine Macusug Brigade in Burgos, Ilocos Norte. The activity formed part of the Marine Air Support Activity 2025, a large-scale bilateral training program between the Philippine Marine Corps and United States Marine Corps designed to strengthen cooperation, readiness, and operational coordination in air and maritime operations. The maritime strike exercise simulated coordinated air and naval maneuvers against hostile maritime targets, integrating surveillance, target acquisition, and precision strike operations. The units practice identifying, tracking, and neutralizing simulated enemy vessels using a combination of aircraft, ships, and ground-based command elements. The exercise was personally overseen by Colonel Noel M. Chu, Deputy Commander of the 4th Marine Brigade, and Colonel Rob MacDonald, Commander of the 15th Marine Expeditionary Unit. Both officers underscored the importance of continued multinational cooperation and advanced joint training in maintaining regional maritime security. The Philippine Marine Corps said that the continued success of the MASA 2025 series underscored the long-standing alliance between the Philippines and the United States, anchored on the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, which commits both nations to mutual support in case of external armed attack. This is John Tagauk reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne from NOLCOM.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 14th Infantry Battalion actively supported the turnover of several support to barangay development program projects in Sogos, Southern Leyte from October 15 to 17. The activity, led by the Department of the Interior and Local Government Southern Leyte under Provincial Director Danilo Lagitan, delivered key infrastructure projects such as farm-to-market roads, school buildings, and water systems in conflict-affected and remote barangays. The 14th IB's participation emphasizes the Army's crucial role in sustaining peace and promoting development in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas. Battalion officials reaffirmed their commitment and working with local governments to ensure that peace dividends continue to reach former conflict zones.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the Commission on Elections resumes the registration of voters for the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections today, October 20. The BSK elections are set to be held on November 2, 2026. COMELEC Chairperson George Erwin Garcia said that their continuing system of registration will be from October 20 to May 18, 2026. COMELEC offices will also accept applications for transfer of registration, reactivation of registration, correction of entries, and reinstatement.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Emmy about MBLT4 and local officials turn over surrendered firearms in Tawi-Tawi.
The Marine Battalion Landing Team 4, in partnership with Tawi-Tawi Provincial Government, led the ceremonial turnover of surrendered and confiscated loose firearms in Barangay Luok, Pangdaan, Siboto. The firearms came from various barangays across the 1st District following intensified peace and security operations. MBLT-4 said the voluntary surrender of firearms demonstrates growing community trust in government efforts to maintain order and safety. The initiative aims to curb armed violence and strengthen peace and development in Tawi-Tawi. This is Ami reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Amy.
DWDD National News.
Meanwhile, the Department of Health clarified that there is no new or unusual virus or strain circulating in the country. The agency stressed that the recent uptick in respiratory cases is due to the seasonal flu. They also emphasized that its recommendations are based on data and evidence and urged the public to continue practicing preventive health measures during the flu season. DOH emphasized that it is the flu season. It is good public health practice to keep hands clean, wear face masks when with symptoms, be vaccinated, cover coughs, eat healthy diets, exercise, and also avoid smoking or vaping and drinking, and have adequate rest.
DWDD National News.
Relatedly, the provincial government of Quezon has ordered the mandatory wearing of face masks both in indoor settings and outdoor areas where physical distancing is not implemented. This aims to avoid the spread of COVID-19 and influenza-like illnesses. In an executive order, the local government said the mandatory wearing of face masks is in light of the rise in illnesses such as colds, coughs, and pneumonia. It also ordered individuals with symptoms such as colds, sore throat, or fever to immediately isolate while testing remains optional.
Armed Forces Radio.
From Palawan, more updates from June about Palawan Youth Stand for Sovereignty through art in 3rd West Philippine Sea Murals Painting Competition.
A powerful display of patriotism, creativity, and youth advocacy was showcased during the 3rd West Philippine Sea Murals Painting Competition, held on October 18 to 19, 2025 at the walls of Palawan National High School. Organized by the Western Command through the 6th Civil Relations Group, Civil Relations Service Armed Forces of the Philippines in partnership with Peace Palawan and other civic groups. The event carried the theme, Kulayan ng Katotohanan, ang kanlurang dagat ng Pilipinas sa mata ng bawat Pilipino. The activity aimed to raise awareness about the importance of the West Philippine Sea through art and youth engagement. The murals were judged based on creativity, originality, and message. The official awarding ceremony will be held on October 25 at SM City, Puerto Princesa. This annual event continues to highlight how the youth can use their voices and paintbrushes for advocacy and national pride. This is Katropang Junes reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Junes from Palawan.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. advised the Filipinos to prepare as a string of earthquakes continues to hit various parts of the country. The president said disaster survival begins at home, and also he added the households must identify safe zones before disaster strikes, including common meeting points inside and outside the home. Marcos also reiterated his long-standing call for every Filipino household to prepare a disaster go bag which carries important documents: food, water, first aid kit, medicines, hygiene kit, flashlight, whistle lighter, and emergency cash.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development reported that modular houses are now being installed in some areas in Tarragona, Davao Oriental. These are intended for families that were severely affected by the magnitude 7.4 earthquake that hit the province last October 10. DHSUD Secretary Jose Ramon Aliling said the modular tents were installed in coordination with the local government units which identified the safest and most ideal area where the Bayanihan village will be erected. Aliling added that the modular houses were designed to provide safer and comfortable refuge to families rendered homeless by the earthquake.
Armed Forces Radio.
From our report on the ground, let us hear the report of Marian about AFP denounces Representative Barzaga for spreading false claims on military pensions.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines condemned Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barzaga for allegedly spreading false information that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. had threatened to revoke military pensions. AFP Public Affairs Office Chief Colonel Cersas Trinidad said the claim was baseless and malicious, clarifying that no such directive or policy exists. He then emphasized that military pensions are protected by law and can only be revoked upon conviction through due process. The AFP urged public officials to exercise responsibility and avoid spreading disinformation that could undermine troop morale and public trust. This is Marian reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Marian.
DWDD National News.
A total of 22,311 individuals, or around 7,884 families from Calabarzon and Region 5 were preemptively evacuated due to the expected effects of Tropical Storm Ramil. The National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council also reported that 39 seaports stopped operations and canceled trips temporarily. These are in Region 3, Calabarzon, and Region 5. As a result, over 3,200 passengers, 1,050 rolling cargoes, 6 vessels, and 7 motorbangkas got stranded.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Social Welfare Development has initially provided more than 720,000 pesos in aid to families affected by Tropical Storm Ramil. DSWD Assistant Secretary Rindumlao said the initial aid consisted of 382 family food packs and 547 ready-to-eat food boxes. She added that the agency stands with local government units to provide immediate assistance and comfort to affected families. The DSWD expects more LGU requests for augmentation support as the number of affected families is projected to rise once data consolidation is completed and Ramil exits the Philippine area of responsibility.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Gina about Pisay Bicol graduate tops 2025 PMA entrance exam.
Yes, Rofh, a young woman from the Philippine Science High School, Bicol Region, ranked number 1 in the 2025 Philippine Military Academy Entrance Examination, besting over 24,000 examinees nationwide. Amanda Isabel Guzman led the 1,436 passers of the exam, which saw a 5.82% passing rate and reflected the growing participation of youth aspiring to serve in the armed forces of the Philippines. The PMA hailed her and other top performers as models of excellence, discipline, and patriotism. All successful examinees will undergo a rigorous medical and psychological screening before joining the PMA class of 2030 in May 2026. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD National News.
On the other hand, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. launched Phase 4 of the Pasig Bigyang Buhay Muli project at the Loton Pasig River Ferry Station in Manila. The initiative is part of the government's efforts to transform the Pasig River into a vibrant waterway with safe walkways and bikeways. The chief executive explained that the Phase 4 will connect seamlessly with Phase 1 of the project, creating a continuous riverside path that will link people, culture, and opportunity. He added that like in earlier phases, the Phase 4 is also open for the small and medium businesses.
DWDD National News.
The Alyansa ng Bantay sa Kapayapaan at Demokrasya or ABKD has lauded the plan of the Department of Education to include lessons on the West Philippine Sea in the basic education curriculum. ABKD Chairperson Emeritus Dr. Jesus Antonio Goita said that teaching the children about the West Philippine Sea is not just geography, but teaching love for the country. For Goita, the classroom is the quiet frontline of national defense, as he said misinformation has become as dangerous as any foreign threat. He added that China spreads falsehoods to justify its claims, and the Philippines must counter with facts.
Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from China. 91st IB conducts rapid evacuation in Aurora amid tropical storm Ramil.
Yes, Rofh, the 91st Infantry Battalion's Alpha Alakdan Company swiftly conducted humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations in Dingalan, Aurora, as tropical storm Ramil brought heavy rains and strong winds. In coordination with the Philippine National Police Dingalan, local government unit, and Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, troops evacuated 37 families or 115 individuals to the municipal gymnasium for safety. The Army's quick response highlighted its commitment in protecting communities during calamities. The 91st Infantry Battalion continues to work closely with local authorities to ensure the security and welfare of residents affected by the storms. This is Shaina Raneta reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shaina.
Armed Forces Radio.
Another information from Ferdy Blues about Marines and health officials bring medical services to remote Cebuto communities.
Good day, everyone. The Integrated Provincial Health Office Tawi-Tawi, in partnership with the 2nd Marine Brigade and Marine Battalion Landing Team 4, launched a large-scale medical mission in Cebuto to deliver a vital health care to island residents. The activity showcased the Marines' dual role in national defense and humanitarian service through strong fleet-marine synergy. Supported by the Philippine Navy's BRP General Mariano Alvarez, United States Marine Corps, and local government units, the mission offered free consultation, dental care, immunizations, and minor surgeries. The event also marked the inauguration of Mujilon Hall, MPLT4's new administration building, which symbolizes the continued dedication to peace, order, and development in Cebuto. This is Ferdy Blues reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Ferdy.
DWDD National News.
The Quezon City government has launched a training program that aims to strengthen preparedness for safer, healthier, and more resilient workplaces. The city government organizes the Alert QZ or Awareness Life-Saving Emergency Response Training. Mayor Joy Belmonte said it is aimed at building stronger, safer, and more resilient communities capable of anticipating and responding to disasters such as earthquakes, fires, and floods. With 13 training sessions from November to December across major malls in the city, Alert QZ is expected to reach thousands of participants from small and medium enterprises and safety teams.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that concludes today's broadcast, and thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio, the DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rofh Suzon-Abay for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.